Hi guys, Andri, and today's video, it's a video that I have been putting off for a few months now, and it's kind of a serious video. So basically today's video is gonna be about my YouTube tattoo and why I got it. Well, I have only two tattoos. These are, I don't know if you can see them, these are eyelashes, and this is the YouTube sign, and I drew a design something like that, and then I gave it to my amazing tattoo artist and he made this exact design and I freaking love it. So yeah, I get a lot of questions about my tattoo. Every time people see it, they're like, oh my god, like why would you get YouTube tattooed on you? Like it's like getting a Facebook tattoo or something like that. They just think that it's so weird. Honestly, maybe I would think it was weird if I was them. First of all, I'm not a huge fan of colored tattoos, but I wanted this tattoo to be my only colored tattoo. It means so much to me, and like all the colors mean so many emotions, bad and good. That's why I want it to be like splashed, and you know, I wanted this tattoo and I drew this design, half-assed design with a friend of mine since I was my last year of high school. So that would have been like 2.5 years of me just wanting this tattoo and like thinking about it and not really being sure. You might be wondering like, oh, is it because you're a YouTuber and you make YouTube videos, that's why you got a YouTube tattoo? Not really. So I started watching YouTube in 2012, and when I discovered YouTube, I didn't even have an account on YouTube. I was just watching it on my dad's huge computer, and I just remember typing on the search bar makeup, and the first videos that popped up were of Michelle Phan, and she was and is and will forever be my favorite YouTuber. I started liking makeup and started watching her videos. So I would wake up every day around like 6 or 6:30, like very early, to just watch Michelle Phan's YouTube videos on my dad's computer, because my dad and my two brothers wanted to use a computer, and because I was the youngest, well, if they wanted to use it, I wouldn't use it. And then I stopped watching YouTube for a moment, and then after a few years, when I got my first laptop, I was like, oh my god, who's that girl who makes YouTube videos and makeup? And I just loved her, and obviously I didn't remember her name. So I did the same thing. I just typed on the search bar makeup, and obviously Michelle Phan popped up, and I found her YouTube channel and I tried to subscribe, but I couldn't because I didn't have an account. So I was like, let's make an account. So I did, and we subscribed, and well, because of her, I discovered the whole YouTube scene, it was just, you know, the old days of YouTube, where just a few YouTubers were making videos, and it was so much more fun, so much more genuine. You could see the genuine happiness in YouTubers and how much they truly loved what they were doing, and they weren't just doing it for the views or for the money. Then at 13, I started getting into makeup, and because of Michelle Phan again, I realized that hey, I can turn my hobby, which is makeup, into a profession. I can become a makeup artist. I always was thinking, like, because I love baking, I was like, I'm gonna be a baker, and I couldn't imagine myself doing that for the rest of my life. So I was like, what's something that I could do for the rest of my life? And that was makeup. Then I started doing my first attempts at beauty makeup, and after a year or something, I started doing special effects. Oh my god, I remember my first scar. Yeah, that was a horrible ass special effects thing. Oh my god, it was so bad. After 6 years, I turned 18 and I found a college, the only college in Cyprus yet with an actual official diploma. I started doing YouTube myself and my first YouTube videos weren't the best. But yeah, I still need improvement, not saying that this is like perfect or whatever. So you can see after this backstory that I have been watching YouTube for years and YouTube means quite a lot for me. Why? Because I was going through some dark times in my life and my only escape was YouTube and YouTubers who make me laugh. Middle school was just horrible for me, the worst 3 years of my life. Not really gonna get into it because I don't feel comfortable yet. I was like consistently watching YouTube a lot in middle school because I was going through a lot of shit and I wouldn't talk to anyone, not to my friends, not to my parents. I just wouldn't talk to anyone, and I would watch YouTubers talking about the same shit that I'm going through, they're going through it. And then I started high school and I got my first panic attack. I basically have anxiety disorder. Basically, you get panic attacks and anxiety attacks. Anxiety attacks are just the more mild panic attacks. It's just less symptoms. And in high school, I got my first panic attack because I was too scared that high school was gonna be like middle school. But it wasn't, thank God. High school was actually pretty awesome. I discovered myself. And then the whole thing with anxiety attacks and panic attacks, thinking that I was gonna die and just feeling so dark in here and just going through so much shit, so many things in my head. My only escape was YouTube. And at that time, I've never met anyone in person who's had panic attacks or anxiety attacks. So I felt like no one understood me and only YouTubers were talking about their anxiety, talking about their depression, talking about so many things. And I was like, oh my god, like I'm not alone, and that gave me hope. And when I got my first panic attack, I was thinking that I was insane. I was thinking that I was going crazy. I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? You just don't know what's going on. You don't know what's happening to you. And I remember thinking, if I don't die now, I'm never gonna die. That's how intense it was. And that's pretty much the reason that I'm making this video, because if there is at least one of you out there who feels the same or has experienced the same, I just want you to understand that you're not alone. What you feel is justified and that you're not crazy. I had no idea what panic attacks were, and I watched Zoella's video about her anxiety before I actually had my first panic attack. And the day I had my first panic attack, I came home, went back to Zoe's video and watched that video back, and I was like, and I just had that realization. I was like, that those are the exact symptoms that I just had today. Okay, like I'm not crazy. I was like, oh my god, like I found what it is, you know, somebody understands me, somebody who I love, because I used to watch Zoe like crazy back then. I think if it wasn't for Zoe's video, maybe I wouldn't even know that I had a panic attack. I would just start thinking that I'm dying or like there's something wrong with me if it wasn't for Zoe. And then I started researching it and seeing that more and more of my favorite YouTubers actually had anxiety, and finally felt like a pat on my back and felt like somebody understands me. And moving on to happier things, I also discovered special effects through YouTube again from watching Glam and Gore, and I discovered that I freaking love special effects more than beauty makeup, and that I want to specialize in special effects and that I want to become a special effects makeup artist. You know, doing my YouTube videos, like my own videos, seeing your guys' response and seeing that at least one person out there likes my videos and they want me to do more, that means a lot to me. So yeah, these are pretty much the main reasons that I got my YouTube tattoo. This tattoo means a lot to me. It's not just YouTube app or whatever, like it's the YouTubers, the people in YouTube that made it what it is today. And I'm not a person who gets tattoos that don't have a meaning. All of my tattoos and my future tattoos that I'm planning on getting have huge meanings. Also, thank you guys so much for watching. That's pretty much the video, and if you have experienced something similar or if you have something to say, just let me know down in the comments. Please click the red button down below and subscribe. Give this video a like. Follow me on all of my social media. It's all linked down below. I'll see you next time.